Let's talk about this 2017 Elders letter. This 2017 internal letter was sent to the Jehovah's Witnesses, and it's called Protecting Minors from Abuse. On the surface, it sounds like this letter is about safeguarding children, but when you actually read about what it instructs the elders to do, there's some very concerning issues here. So on the first page of this letter, you're going to notice that the elders are not instructed to call the police. Instead, they are told to contact the branch office. This is the organization's legal department. The letter does mention that secular authorities may be contacted, but here's the problem. What the letter says on paper is not what actually happens in real life. We know this isn't speculation because of the overwhelming number of survivors who have come forward, myself included, describing the same exact pattern. Elders call the legal branch gives direction, and in many cases, that direction is to handle the matter internally through judicial meetings instead of reporting it to law enforcement. Parents trust elders because they are presented as men appointed by God. So when elders tell families not to go to the police or strongly discourage it, then these parents listen. And as a result, abuse goes unreported, predators remain hidden, and children are left vulnerable. Survivors tell the same story again and again, that the police were never called. They were told to stay quiet, to forgive, to put it under the rug for the sake of the organization's reputation. This isn't an isolated issue, it's systematic, and it's one of the main reasons why so many witnesses leave. The organization constantly prioritizes protecting its image over protecting children. And when survivors do ask for accountability, the response from the governing body is, "Oh, just wait and one day Jehovah will fix it." That's not justice. You cannot tell survivors to wait for divine intervention while real children are being harmed in real time. Later on in the letter, there's another deeply troubling instruction. It explains that an individual who was abused as a child may be moved to a different congregation. So on paper, this is treated as an administrative decision, but in reality, we know from survivor after survivor that this practice can cause serious harm. Because when these abusers are transferred, the new congregation is not fully informed, parents aren't warned, and families don't know. And children are placed at risk without their caregivers ever being a chance to protect them. We've heard these stories repeatedly, that someone harms a child in one congregation, is quietly moved, and then goes on to harm another child in another congregation. So there's also another part of this letter that's disturbing, and that's the way it talks about minors. The letter suggests that if a minor was a so-called willing participant and that the other person was only a few years older than legal age, then this situation may not be considered as serious. This is an issue because a minor cannot legally consent to SA without an adult. Calling a child a willing participant shifts responsibility away from the adult and minimizes the harm that was done. Using language like this doesn't protect children. It minimizes abuse, blurs accountability, and it discourages proper reporting. This letter makes one thing clear. The problem isn't just individuals making bad decisions. The problem is policy coming from the top.